Yo, peep game. The NBA playoffs is finally here, and I'm gonna do my picks for the first round. I'm gonna do the East first because the East is a little easier for me to do, compared to the West. The West has been ridiculous this year. Anyways, with the first game coming up, I'm gonna do this one first. The Cavs and Magic. Now, Magic has made a massive leap compared to previous years, and Powell's been Paolo, yeah, Paolo. Paolo's been has played very well this year. Donovan Mitchell for the Cavs, so doing Donovan Mitchell things. But this is going. I think it's going to be an interesting series. I think it's going to go to six. And honestly, because I feel like the Magic is going to be playing a lot more loose than the Cavs will, because it seems like the Cavs might be playing to keep Donovan Mitchell in Cleveland. So I think there's going to be a lot more pressure on them, and I think the Magic are playing with free money. So I'm gonna roll with the Magic to win in six. Next game, next series, Celtics versus the Heat. They've been going back and forth. The Heat's gotten the best. There's been a back and forth thing for about the last 4 or 5 years. They've met in the playoffs. The Celtics went to one finals and lost. The Heat went to two finals and lost. So this would be a much more interesting series if it wasn't for Jimmy Butler's injury. And I think due to that key injury, I know they balled out against the Bulls last night, and I thought the Bulls could have pulled that off just because with Butler being out, I didn't think that he had a chance. And yet again, here I am picking against the Heat. I just think the loss of Jimmy Butler. I know Bam plays very well. I know Hero, although Hero shot. Was it a playing game? I think it's the first playing game. He shot like 9 for 27, and he can get hot and he can be streaky. But I think the Heat missing Butler is going to be too much. And I'm going to roll with the Celtics in six. I think the Celtics is probably one of their best chances to actually get to the finals with a weakened East. And I got them going on to the second round. The Bucks and the Pacers. This one comes down to two things. If two things were not true, I'll probably be picking this particular team. But I'm sorry. The Pacers have had the Bucks number this year, and the reason I gotta pick against the Bucks is because one, Giannis is out; he's out the first round, and two, Doc Rivers. And I'm gonna be honest, I'm starting to think Doc Rivers is the most overrated coach, or one of the most overrated coaches in NBA history. This guy gets a lot of chances. He's been milking him and the Celtics, the last championship team with Boston, have been milking the hell out that last ring, that 17th ring. And I'm going to say this. Doc Rivers, know you got a championship. But with all the talented rosters he has had and the talented players he has had, most given up 3-1 leads in the series. Granted, he is the one that's come back from the most 3-1 deficits. I gotta give him that too. But still, just recent history, and the fact that the Bucks had an under 500 record going into the playoffs since the All-Star break, or since Rivers took over. I'm sorry. I think the Pacers, they're young, they play with pace, no pun intended. Halliburton is going to find an open man. But I'm sorry. With how this year's gone for Milwaukee, I have to pick against them. I do think Giannis is a top 3 player, probably top 2, healthy, but he won't be playing in this series. And Dame has been up and down, and the team itself has been up and down. So I gotta go with Gotta go with the Pacers, and I'm gonna go with the Pacers in 5. I don't see how the Bucks win unless some miracle happens and Giannis is so happen to get cleared and can play in the first round. But in the last series, the Knicks and Sixers. This is probably the toughest one to pick. Jalen Brunson has balled out this year. Joel Embiid, had he stayed healthy for the 65 games, he would have been MVP this year, the way he was playing and the way the team is starting to come back. And man, this one can go either way, man. I think whoever wins this series, either way, either if I pick wrong or I pick correctly, I think whomever wins this series will definitely be in the Eastern Conference Finals, in my humble opinion. But this one is tough to pick. Because it's talent versus grit versus key injuries, because Randall's out. And Joel Embiid, he's just coming back from injury, and he's still getting back in basketball shape. And this is the playoffs. This is going to be a hard one to pick. But I see this one going 7 for sure. I think every game is going to be close. If Joel Embiid is healthy for this round, I got Philly winning. It's 7. If he's hurt, the Knicks might take it. Will probably more than likely take it, in my opinion. But now, sticking to my conviction, I'm picking the Sixers in 7 games. Now for the Western Conference. This has been the best Western Conference in quite some time. It's been a while since the West has been like so competitive. You had 3 teams, I think 3 teams won 56 games. That's ridiculous. So I'm going to start with the Thunder and Pelicans. Okay? Both teams are young. I think the Pelicans got a little bit more playoff experience, especially with CJ McCollum being there. But with Zion being hurt, I think honestly, it's starting to it could be clear that maybe Ingram and Zion and Ingram can't play together because of their styles of play. It really doesn't mesh. Don't know. That could be because Zion's been out for so long and Ingram's had to been the acting number 1, but it seems like their chemistry is there, But and the Thunder has been probably one of the biggest surprises of this year, outside the Magic, because people thought, okay, the Thunder could probably get in that 6th seed. Nobody saw them getting the 1 seed. Nobody saw that. I don't think anybody saw that. But this one is a case of talent versus injury, youth versus youth, and Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is a league MVP candidate. And the Thunder have been balling. Chet Holmgren has been balling. That whole team is meshed well, very, very well together, especially for them to be in the youngest and number 1 seed in NBA history. So, with that being said, the matchups, I got to go with the Thunder. I'm going to go with the Thunder in 5. I don't think the Pelicans have enough necessarily. And I also, CJ McCollum, difficult to trust in the playoffs. I'm going with the Thunder in 5. I think the Thunder is going to make a statement to some of their critics, for sure. Next game, the next series, the T-Wolves, Minnesota and Phoenix. The T-Wolves and the Suns. This is going to be, in my opinion, probably, if it wasn't for one matchup, this would be the most entertaining series, I think, East or West. It's going to be a lot of fireworks, a lot of firepower. I don't think there's going to be but so much defense. Whew. And and Anthony Edwards, he's going for the number 1 spot. It's going to be a hard series to pick. Because there's according to media, KD's legacy is on the line. But man, the Suns have been the Suns' three best players haven't played together, I don't think, for a extended period of time. It's been up and down. They've had like streaks. They kind of went on a run, but never really put it together. But man, and Nurkic, can Nurkic shoot? I don't know if Nurkic got a shot or not. He's more of a cleanup guy. Not Mike playing into the Timberwolves' hands, because Rudy Gobert is a rim protector. He does not want to be pulled out. Honestly, if Bobo played to starting level minutes and starting level output, I think he probably would be a 6-man. And coaching wise, they might, hey Bobo, you're gonna start for this series because Rudy Gobert. We got to pull him out the rim. Got to pull him from under the rim. But having said that, whew, man, this one, man, I've been thinking about this for a while. Whew, it's going. Although I think, man, this is a hard one to pick. I think this one's going 7 games. This one I think comes down to health or trusting in health. So I'm gonna give I'm going with the Timberwolves in 7, just because of the home court advantage, and that team has meshed well together, and there's probably another top 3 to 5 surprises as far as making the playoffs. The Nuggets and the Lakers. I'm gonna be honest, I got this series going 6. I've heard a lot of people saying the sweep's gonna happen and all of that. I'll be surprised if a sweep happens, but I'm sorry, man. The defending champions, I think, are going to the next round. They're gonna win in 6. Wouldn't be surprised if I saw them win in 5. I don't think the Lakers have enough to combat the Joker. I don't. Murray, him and Murray, arguably the best duo, if not the best duo in basketball. This team understand their roles. The role players understand their roles. They got that championship DNA, and these lights is bright in the playoffs. So I'm going with the Nuggets in 6, man. I don't think the Lakers have enough to stop Jokic. So I'm going with Nuggets in 6. And for the final series, now this is the best series. I think this is going to be the most entertaining and most talked about series of the first round. The Clippers and the Mavs. Oh my Lord. First, before I get into who I think is going to win, I think this is going 7. If it goes any less than 7, no matter who wins, I think it's going to be, I will be very, very surprised. This is going to be something. This is going to be, I think this is going to be a first round series for the ages. You know, Luka in the playoffs can never seem to get past the Clippers. This is his 3rd time going up against them. He got Kyrie, him and Kyrie. They seem like they figured it out. They figured out how to play off of one another. They kind of pick when one should be the distributor, one should be the scorer. It's going to be a tall task for the Clippers to contain Luka and Kyrie. I think they're going to have to pick one to keep either you let Luka get his points but hold him to a low percentage and stop it and keep him under a 7 assist. And I think Kyrie, if he ups his assist along with his usual production from points, man, and the Clippers seem to have their number in the playoffs. I mean, I think the Mavs won the season series. But man, this is going 7 games. I'll be honest, man. The biggest problem with the Clippers is health. Can Kawhi stay healthy long enough for this first round? Can Paul George do that? I know Russ is back. He has his hand wrapped because he broke his hand earlier in the season. And with all that being said, like I said, this is going to be, in my opinion, the most entertaining and exciting series of the first round. But I think the Mavs eke by, they squeak by the Clippers, and Luka finally gets that particular monkey off his back. He can finally say, "I beat Paul George and Kawhi and Paul George in a playoff series." I think these games are gonna be. You might have one blowout between the two, but I think between the two teams. But I think outside of that, I think the games are gonna be relatively close. But I am gonna give the edge to Luka and Kyrie. The slight edge. I'm going with the Mavs in 7. Be easy, everybody. Enjoy the playoffs. Enjoy the games today. Enjoy this first round. Be easy. Deuces.